Hi everybody, it's Dr. Shauna. I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. You survived day 2 of the week. I don't know about you guys, but this time change is kicking my butt and I'm just starting to feel like I almost got it together today. So it's definitely worse and harder on me. It takes me like a week in the spring when we spring forward, but I'm getting there with this back in time. It's just dark so early, I can't stand it. But anyway, thanks for joining me today. If you saw, we're going to talk about one of my most favorite superfood spices, whatever, something that you can use with medicinal benefits, and it is called turmeric. Or turmeric, or whatever you want to call it. I'm always told I say it wrong. But it's turmeric, right? It's this yellow spice. Turmeric, you can't, sorry, there's a glare. Turmeric powder, I know it's backwards. And it is actually a root, so it looks like ginger, but it's a yellow root, and they make it into a powdered form. I get non-irradiated organic is what I use, for those of you that wonder. But why do I love turmeric? Oh my gosh, there are so many good things, so many health benefits about that turmeric has. I don't even know where to start. I'm like super excited. So let me calm down. I have to look at my notes because I don't want to mess it up. But what turmeric is, it's actually the main spice in Indian curry. And I love curry. So if you like Indian food, there's a health benefit in that, at least the turmeric part. And there are over 10,000 peer-reviewed articles that are proving the benefits of turmeric, especially the compound called curcumin, C-U-R-C-U-M-I-N. That's the main active ingredient, and that's the one that has all these amazing health benefits I'm going to talk to you about. It's grown in India and also in other Southeastern Asian countries. Okay, so that's kind of where it's indigenous, native to. All right, so in most of the studies that were done out of those over 10,000 peer-reviewed studies, they showed that the turmeric benefits were equal to prescription drugs, and there was a good number of them that actually showed that using the curcumin, which is, like I said, the main healing ingredient in turmeric, is actually more advantageous, more helpful than certain prescription drugs. Seriously. So it's like, all right, sounds good. So what are some things I can use it for? Why are you so excited? So first is anti-inflammatory. We're going to get more into that. But if you guys have listened to any of my videos, you know that chronic systemic inflammation all throughout your body is the root of most diseases. I say it's the root of all evil, but most diseases. As a chiropractor, I say it all the time, and you would be amazed at the health issues that come from it. So it's antidepressant. You can use it as like a chemotherapy. It's as effective. These are the drugs that they found it effective as. Anticoagulants like aspirin, painkillers, diabetes, such as metformin is what a lot of people take. There are some definite side effects of that. Arthritis medications, inflammatory bowel disease, cholesterol lowering drugs like Lipitor. Those of you guys that know anything about statins, they have a ton of side effects for a lot of people. Steroids, skincare, and obesity. So let's talk about why I'm excited. And I have studies and research to back it up. Remember, I said there's over 10,000. So the first one I will talk about is there was a study done. I got to put this up where I can see it. Sorry, bear with me. Got stuff everywhere. So there was a study done in phytotherapy research, and they took 60 people. And these 60 people had major depressive disorders such as bipolar disorder, all right? And they split them into 3 groups. They had a group that took Prozac, a group that took curcumin, that's the ingredient in turmeric, and there was a group that did both, okay, the curcumin and the Prozac. What they found is that everybody treated with the curcumin did well, and they showed and found that it was as effective as Prozac. So you guys know, you hear all this stuff about our pharmaceuticals and the side effects and things that happen. And of course, they affect some people more than others. Don't take this as all drugs are bad. They are not. However, they do have side effects. Prozac being one that has lots of side effects. And they found in this study that the curcumin group for bipolar disorder was just as effective as the ones taking Prozac. So I think that warrants some more studies, some more research, and possibly trying that on people because there's no side effects, because this is grown in nature. It's God's medicine, all right? Now, let's talk about anti-inflammatory because I get so crazy about it. And it is the root and cause of most major, especially chronic disorders, all right? Leaky gut is inflammation, poor immune system, like some obesity where people have like thyroid issues, autoimmune disorders, all from chronic whole body inflammation. So there's a journal called Oncogene, Oncogene, probably not saying it right, but whatever. They published a study that evaluated several anti-inflammatory compounds, including curcumin. It was one of them. And they actually found that curcumin was the most effective anti-inflammatory compound. What they also found was aspirin and ibuprofen were the least effective. Now, how many of you guys, when you think of anti-inflammatories, are reaching for your ibuprofen? I used to. I just don't take it anymore, but I used to. I had patients ask me, you know what I used to tell them? Ibuprofen, it'll help with inflammation. Now, you don't want to take it for a long time because it's super hard on your kidneys. That's why I don't take it anymore. And, long chronic use of it's hard on your liver as well. But they found it was one of the most effective in anti-inflammatory, and aspirin and ibuprofen were the least effective. So before you go out and grab that ibuprofen or that aspirin for some anti-inflammatory issues when you're having pain or whatever, grab some turmeric. And I'm going to put some recipes in the comments, and I shared some earlier too on my page. If you didn't see them, go back and look. And there's other ways you can get turmeric in besides having to take it in a capsule and going through all that and making it yourself, or having to go and find and buy a good reputable supplement with turmeric in it. You can definitely cook with it and make things with it that are going to be beneficial for you. And you do it on a daily basis, and you'll be able to ward off a lot of these things or even treat some of these things with higher dosages, daily dosages of turmeric. The next one is arthritis. I thought this study was super interesting because I saw it at lunch and I had to stop and come back to it because there was just too much information. And the study was done on 45 RA, rheumatoid arthritis patients, okay? 45 of them. And it compared turmeric versus the arthritis drug called diclofenac sodium. Okay, it's a popular arthritis drug apparently. All right. Now, if you have never heard of diclofenac sodium, it does give people the risk of taking it, a risk of getting leaky gut and heart disease. All right, two things aren't fun to deal with and that are very prevalent in our society anyhow. And you don't want to have to take a medication that's going to increase your risk, especially if you're already having some of these issues. So what they did, they broke their study into 3 groups as well. A curcumin group, a group with just the drug, the diclofenac sodium, and then a group that had a combination of both of them together. All right. Now, here's the results. What do you guys think? The curcumin group, it had the highest percentage of improvement overall, and it was significantly better improvement than the drug group, the ones that was just the drug just alone and the turmeric just alone. And what was even better and more important about the study is that curcumin was found to be safe, and they had no recordings of any adverse events or actions. Like when they do studies, they have adverse effects. They call them adverse incidents, adverse actions. Well, with the curcumin, there was none. So they didn't have any adverse reactions to it. And it was more effective than the drug for rheumatoid arthritis sufferers. I think that's pretty cool. Now, rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune thing. It's where your body is attacking itself. It's got chronic inflammation. It causes a lot of pain. If you know anybody who has rheumatoid, you know how debilitating it can become. I think it warrants people to try turmeric. I love it. Like, everybody should take turmeric. That's just me personally, but I love it, like I said. The next one is cancer. I won't go a little too crazy with this, but I've been doing research on all natural cures or prevention for cancer, and it's very controversial, so I'll warn you. But they do have some laboratory studies that they have done that have shown turmeric having anti-cancer effects and being able to possibly kill cancer cells and prevent more growth of cancer cells. Now, they found that it was best, they had the best reaction. Now, these are laboratory studies. These aren't on people, all right? They had the best on breast cancer cells, bowel cancer, stomach cancer, and skin cancer cells. So it actually was shown to kill cancer cells, to get enough to where they could think it could be able to actually kill cancer cells and also prevent the growth of more. That's huge, huge, huge. Like, there's so much more they can do with this. And obviously there needs to be more studies. I get it. But you know what? Choose what you want to choose to do with, your cancer. Go through your chemo, do your radiation, whatever it is you have to do. But adding the turmeric in with it, I would suggest it to everyone in my family. I just love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about turmeric. How do I eat it? How do I get it in? Remember I said there's recipes. If you go, I actually posted a little graphic earlier today, I think around lunchtime or early this morning, about the benefits of turmeric. And then there was a smoothie recipe. It had mangoes and turmeric, and I don't remember what else was in there. I haven't tried that one. It actually looks really good. I just haven't tried it because I don't do a lot of the mangoes and the fruits, high sugar, and that's just not what I'm doing right now. So it's whatever. If you like those things, you can do it. Or I had someone ask if they could trade pineapple for mangoes. Sure, go ahead. It looked like it would taste good. All right, and you're getting this in, and it's going to have this bright. It's such a vibrant color. You have this dark yellowish color. Now there's a drink that I drink, and if anybody who is a trim healthy mama, you've heard of it. It's called the Singing Canary. All right, the Singing Canary is awesome because it's good for adrenal fatigue too, because there's lots of vitamin C in there. There's good lemons, and it has turmeric. So I think it tastes like Orange Julius. All my northern friends, do you remember Orange Julius that was in the malls when in the 80s and probably in the 90s, I think too? It was so good. That's what it tastes like to me. And it's so good, and it's a good way of getting a lot of turmeric in, and you drink it, and you get a lot of other health benefits from it. So I'm going to post that recipe on my page, so watch out for it. And Teresa says, I usually put it on my fish or veggies when I saute them. Will this ruin the benefits? No, because I have read that, they suggest to people to actually just start using it as a spice, just like that, in your food to get it in. So you're still going to get the benefits. Like, I understand why you ask, because some things, they get hot, it'll denature and do all that, but no. But the key is to get the irradiated organic turmeric, so it hasn't been processed when they made it, and it still has all the good health compounds. The curcumin is what we want that's in there. So no, definitely put it on your food, because you can make turmeric eggs. So you fry your eggs up and you just put some turmeric on there with your salt and pepper and whatever else you put in there. Cayenne pepper is good to add to it too. It's really good. And that leads me into saying, what is the best way to get turmeric in to get the best absorption? Because we all know our body doesn't absorb 100% of what we put in it, all right? But there are ways that you can absorb and make this more readily available to our body when you put it in. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put it with a fat, all right? And that's just going to help the body absorb it. I think because it's a fat soluble, I don't remember. I don't want to tell a lie, but you need to put it with a fat. So a good healthy fat would be organic, cold pressed, unrefined coconut oil. One of my other favorite things. If you guys have watched any of my videos, I love coconut oil. So that's what I put it with. And then they also say if you put just a little bit of black pepper in it, because it has the active ingredient black pepper is called piperine, or piperine, Piperine. See, I have trouble pronouncing these words. I say things funny, whatever. But because of that in there, it actually is going to increase the bioavailability of the curcumin that's in the turmeric, along with the coconut oil, so your body's going to get the most out of it. They've actually shown if they add 20 milligrams of the piperine, which is the stuff that's in the black pepper, to 2,000 milligrams of the turmeric, it increases the bioavailability of the curcumin in the turmeric by 154%. So, eggs. There's already natural fats in there, so you don't even have to add coconut oil if you want, but you can add some butter in there and fry it in your butter, or add the coconut oil and fry it in. I've done that too. It tastes so good. I love coconut oil. Put some black pepper in there. I get it. It's still in the peppercorns and grind it, because I just feel like it's going to be less processed that way. That's just me. Grind it in there, put it over your eggs, and sprinkle some of this on here. That sounds so good. I think that's what I'm going to have for breakfast tomorrow. I'll post that for you guys in the morning, and so you can see what I had. But that's a good way to get it in. I mean, there are a million other. That's one of the articles I read. There were 12 benefits. I gave you guys anti-inflammatory, arthritis, and cancer. I gave you 3. There is a ton of benefits. And like I said, I put the graphic up. I'm gonna post some more things. I'm also going to share this video in my group, Healing Starts From Within. And this is one of the reasons why I believe it, because you can put stuff in here and your body can heal like it's supposed to. You put good in, you get good out. So thank you guys. I'm going to stop rambling because I could talk about this all night. But again, as always, if you find this helpful, please share. Please help me get the word out. And if you want to be added to that group, Healing Starts From Within, I'm going to add this video. I'll add more recipes. I'll put them on my page too, but I put a lot more in that Healing Starts From Within. And it's a good group where we can bounce questions off of each other and we can just work together to live healthier, happier, and more active lives. That's my goal. That's my purpose. God put that in my heart, and that's what I want to do. So thanks, Shelly. Thanks for joining me. You guys have a great Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow. I have planned what it is, but I have it written down somewhere, and so it's going to be a surprise, but I'll put little teasers throughout the day. Thanks, Teresa, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Love you.